up? This is John from Jay's Innovation Garage in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. A little something different. It's raining. Gonna bust a little bit of wood right here. Bust them all. Pull the trailer out so I can get to it. There's some red oak. Yeah, boy. It's a raining. I was supposed to go get a car today, but it don't look like I'm gonna go get it because it's raining. Unless the rain lets up. The only reason why I gotta go get it is because an appraiser is coming one day next week to appraise it, so they can sell it, is the plan. So they asked me if I'd come get it, bring it here. Woo, they'd like to got the phone, and because they want to sell it, but it has to get appraised. It has to get appraised. They know what the sticker price was, $25,000 when the car was bought. It's a 67 Pontiac Le Mans 2-door. And then, I missed that. They put a new 383 stroker in it. New 4-speed Muncie. It's got a lot of stuff that's new. And then the guy that owned it, actually the guy that owned it's my uncle. He passed away. You know, he was the vet that died at Christmas or Thanksgiving. And then my other uncle, he died a couple weeks later. So his daughter, she wants to sell the car, but she had no idea what her daddy gave for the car a couple years ago. He gave $25,000 for the car. Then he had a bunch of work done to it. So she asked me what I thought, and I told her, get it appraised. Woo! Woo, that was a grown one. That's a little doty. Get a better grip. So I told her I'd get it appraised for, come on Jay, hit it like you want it. So Jay, why don't you get you a wood splitter? I got one. I got a wood splitter, but by the time I drag it out, fire it up, get it running, I could have done had all this done. This one's a little dirty. I still got a little life in it. This right here should be enough to fill up the box. Oh, that's probably Golly gracious, please. All right, let me see what we got going on. Let's show you what we're doing. Filling up the wood box. So this is a wood furnace. This heats the water up. Then I pump it to my house. This is how I heat my house and my shop. So let's fill it up. Let's fill it up. Yeah, that's probably. I ain't got no pronouns. Let's fill this baby up. Pronouns are used in it when you're writing a story. See, this is red oak. See that? Ooh, that smells. I ain't got no pronouns. Don't need them. I got my government name and then I got the name that people call me. So. It's gonna be cold. Let me turn this thing around. Y'all just hang tight so I can show you what I'm doing. That's the whole reason why you're on here. So I try to stack as much. I need to get my hard rake. She don't want to go in there. All right, now get your ass in the hole. Take my hat off. I stuff it. Let's see what's going on. What's up, Jonathan? It's a little chilly willy, not too bad. It's wet, not this. I need to bust that one. I'm gonna go live again. I'm gonna go live again at 6. Nose is running. I'm gonna go live again at 6. I think 6. For the square body. I told you I'd get that thing on the ground last night when I got back from the gym. Hey, did you see? I need one more piece. I need one more piece. I need one more small piece. I scared it. It laid down. It's like playing Tetris, boys and girls. I told you that'd be enough. Got 4 pieces left. So, I'll show you. Yeah, I know who you are, man. Appreciate you. So, I'm gonna get the hard rake, clean this back where I cleaned out the ash box, but she is full. As they say, it is stuffed like a Christmas turkey. So that firebox is 30, yeah, 32 by 32 by 32. That's how big that hole is. And like I said, I'll leave this open just for a little bit so I can clean that out. But let's go see what the water is. The water's about 180. I like to keep it around 190, 200. So, but like I say, I just want to share that with you. 10 minutes. I feel like I've been on here longer than 10 minutes. Let's see if I can rake this back a little bit. I didn't know about fire back then. Why are you speaking of water? This thing's a Firebox. So basically, it's a 200-gallon water tank with a 30 by, just say 30. It's a 300-gallon water tank with a 30 by 30 by 30 square cube box, Firebox. And then you fill it full of wood. The box heats up. Oh. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, that was the other day. Yeah, what about it? Yeah. We didn't got off of that. We on something else. I need to go find my rake. Where is my rake? Oh, it's down at the dog walk. Like I said, I was supposed to go get a car today. This evening. I didn't understand then why you were speaking. I don't know. Man, that was a few days ago. I don't know. And I will update what I said about the salt water. They are letting them get salt water. They are letting them get water out of the ocean. So now they're letting them. So I'll retract what I said earlier. I was running on old information. You said you could use what? Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they're doing that now. So I was running on the information I had at the time. Now the new information at the time is they're letting them run seawater to put out fires. So, you know, water's water. Appreciate it. Subscriber sent me this. But yeah, so this is a water boiler. You know, all big companies and stuff back in the day, they still have them, water boilers. How do you think keep all the water hot in hotels and factories and stuff like that? They have a boiler system that heats up the water, so they have constantly hot water. This is what this is. It's old technology. Like I say, it's a 300-gallon water tank with a 30-inch by 30-inch by 30-inch Firebox. It'll burn whatever. If I put it, except pine. It don't like pine. If I can, whatever I put in it, it'll burn it. Get the water about 190, 200 degrees. It pumps water to the house through all 1-inch thermal lines that I buried in the ground. It has a 275,000 BTU heat exchanger, basically a radiator, however how you want to say it. And then when my thermostat on the wall asks for heat, it activates the blower motor. The blower motor comes on and it blows air across the heat exchanger, which therefore blows hot air through my vents, and the air coming through my vents are about 185, 190. So the other day when it was like, well, 26 degrees outside, my heat and my thermostat keeps a timer on how long the heat runs. It's a Nest thermostat, so the way I got it wired up, it tells you how long the heat run. So that day it was 26 degrees outside. my heat ran for exactly 4.5 hours in 24 hours. So, and my house stays right at 68 degrees. So some people say, oh, it's hard work, you gotta do this. Well, the wood's free. So my aunt owns a tree service company. So they cut trees down and they put it in the field. And usually after they get a big pile, they just push it up and burn it. Hold on a second. We live in a very rural, wooded place, and people are always calling me and say, hey, Jay, I got a tree that fell down in my yard. If I cut it up, will you come get it? Yeah, sure, cut it up, I'll come get it. So that load right there, this tree here fell down in a buddy's yard, and he cut it up. And it had been laying there for about a year, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 2 years. So it's dry, but it's a little doty. When I say doty, this is what I mean. When I say it's doty, see the tree, see how the tree looks like that? That is still good, but this right here, it's rotten. So that's why the tree fell. The tree was dead and it had been rotten. And the last storm that we came through blowed it down. But the heart of it is still good. But this right here is doty. See that? It don't do nothing, but it still burns. But a lot of it is still good. So I just got it all. So that's about it. Crumbling, doty. Yep, doty. I call it doty. So, you know, dough, like dough, soft. Is it cold? No, it ain't that bad today. I think it's supposed to get in the upper 30s, around 40, I think. But next week, it's supposed to drop off like crazy, stupid, like single digits. I think a couple nights is supposed to be, I dropped my cough drop. Down in the single digits, like 8, 9, then the high is supposed to be in the 20s. Why are you making a fire? I just told you, man. I'm making a fire. The fire in the firebox heats up the 300-gallon water. The 300-gallon water is pumping to my house, which heats my house. It's just like the radiator on your car. Think about it. 86 hitting the road today. 86 hitting the road today. No, it's raining. No, it ain't hitting the road today. So, anonymous. So, the reason, okay, so think about this. Anonymous, when you get in your car and you crank your car up and the car warms up and the heat thermostat runs up to 200 degrees, and the thermostat gets up to 200 degrees and you reach over there and ask for heat, what you're doing is you're moving the heat from the engine that heated up the water in your radiator that goes through your heater coil. Therefore, it goes through the blower motor, which therefore defrosts the ice on your windshield. Therefore you have heat. I keep a fire burning 24/7, 365 days out of the year. Whether it's 90 degrees outside or it's 15 degrees outside. And the reason why is because I also heat my hot water, all my domestic hot water. So as long as there's a fire burning, I never run out of hot water. So literally, you can get in my shower, turn the shower on. I can drive to Greensboro. I can drive an hour away and an hour back, and you still be sitting in the shower like this and not run out of hot water. It's because the boiler keeps the water hot. No, sorry, mine is. Oh, you got an 86. Yours is hitting the road today. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. It's like diesel petrol for you then. It's like diesel / petrol for you. Ooh, I just opened the box. Is it like a gas? Like the gas you run? Okay, so all right, so here's the difference. Here's all right, so here's the difference. Hold on. All right. So if you have electric heat, right? If you have electric heat pump and your heat comes on, right? So your electric heat pump, your heat furnace, electric heat pump is only heating up. Now this is what HVAC has told me, HVAC, and then from research. If somebody knows different, then let me know. The heat, if you have electric heat, like central heat and air, and your heat comes on, your heat pump is only going to heat up the temperature 15 to 20 degrees what it is outside. All right? So, if it's colder outside, so it's only going to warm it up to a certain point. The reason why electric heat costs so much is because all heat pumps have heat strips. Some have 3, some have 4, depending on the BTUs. So a heat strip is like a heating element. So when the heat comes on, let's say I have my thermostat set at 70 degrees and it's 20 degrees outside. The heat pump is only going to heat the air up like 30 degrees. So it's only going to heat it up to like 50. Well, I'm asking for 70. So what happens is the blower motor goes into another phase. The phase kicks up to it ramps up like super fast, like max speed. And then heat strip 1 comes on. And heat strip 1 comes on and it heats the air in the ductwork. And then that one runs and then they go in series. So the first one will come on and then it'll go off, then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one. And then once the fourth one goes on, the timer clicks and then all 4 of them come on and they only run for a certain amount of seconds. And then they shut back down and then they do that again. So the way I was explained is none of them run on at the same time. By doing that, that's what makes your electric bill goes up. So if somebody has their heat jacked up and it's super cold outside and their electric heat pump is running all the time and that heat strips is charging the air, heating it up, that is why your heat pump, that's why your electric goes up. And your air in your vent, excuse me, the air in your vent is never going to get like really hot. It'll get like warm, but it won't get hot. All right, if you have gas heat, like if you have a gas furnace or a gas pack, I'm not talking about these gas heaters that you go to Walmart and set in your living room. I'm talking about the ones they actually put in houses that are outside. And I'm not talking about these little Mr. Heaters. Yeah, they are toxic. So if you have a heat pack, central heat air heat pack, then you run on propane or natural gas. You don't have electric. It runs on propane. So the same concept. It has a burner in there that ignites the burner and heats up the air and charges the air. And your air is not going to get like really, really super hot. But what it will do is the gas will dry out the moisture in the air. And that's why people have breathing problems that have propane packs or heat packs or gas packs. And it dries out the moisture in their house and their humidity drop. And that's why their plants die. That's why they have sinus problems. That's why they can't breathe. That's why everything's dry. Stuff like that. Now, wood heat is heated off of water. So once this boiler gets up to 190 degrees, it's constantly sending water to the house through a 1-inch thermal pipe, okay? and it goes through that heat exchanger, which is like a radiator, right? It's 275,000 BTUs, right? Hot water goes in, hot water comes out, it recycles. It just keeps doing the same thing, same thing, same thing. When my blower motor comes on, my fan comes on, it blows across that radiator, and it's just taking the air that's already there and it's heating it up. Now, the air coming out of my vents, if my thermostat is set at 65 degrees on the wall, and my furnace, my heat pump, not my heat pump, if my thermostat is set at 65 degrees or 68 degrees, and my house drops below to 67, the Nest thermostat will send a signal to the blower motor, to the relay, and tell the relay to turn the fans on. Once the fan comes on, the fan will come on. When the fan comes on, it blows air across the radiator or the heat exchanger. When it does that, the hot air that's coming off of the heat exchanger or the radiator, whatever you want to call it, comes through my vents. If the water is 180 degrees, the air coming off of that radiator is 180 degrees. I can drop a thermostat in my vent and it's 170, 175, 180 degrees. If it's the main vent coming directly off of the charge line, it's 180. If I go to the other end of the house and drop a thermostat in the vent, it's like 170. My house heats up just like that. That's what I was saying. That is a different type of heat because it's 180. It's 180 degrees coming out of the floor. It's not 70. It's not 60. It's not 70. It's not 80. It's 180. Even though the thermostat is only asking for 68 degrees, it's coming out what it is in the vent. So I keep the water at 180 degrees all the time because if I keep the water at 70 degrees, I can't heat my water, I can't do nothing, because if you have a water heater in your house or under your house, I hope you got it under your house. If you got a hot water heater that heats your water up, that's all it is. It has two elements. It's got a lower element. It's got a lower element and a high element. So the low element is, you set it like at 100, you set it at 110, and then the element at the top, you set it at 100. So the heat rises. So when you go take a shower, the water goes through the hot water heater, and you have hot water. Well, you're only going to have a 40-gallon hot water tank, and when that hot water's gone, it's replenished with cold water. So the cold water coming out of the ground is like 40, 50 degrees. So you, like, if I take a shower and you only have a 40-gallon hot water tank, then somebody has to wait an hour or two before they can take a bath or shower because the water's not hot enough, right? I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you if you'll listen, the hot water, so my domestic hot water, the way it works is my domestic water runs through the boiler. There's 400 foot of 1-inch copper pipe that's barreled around inside the barrel in the water tank, like a coil. My domestic water comes into the boiler, goes through that pigtail. It's 300 foot of 1-inch line. So by the time that water runs around that barrel, I'm gonna show you, and it runs around that barrel and it comes out to, it's 180 degree water. Now you can't send 180 degree water to go take a bath because it'd peel the meat off of you like a shrimp. So I have So I have a mixing valve. The hot water goes in, cold water goes in, and I have it set at the top where I only want it to send 130 degree water, domestic water, to my house. So then water comes from the water boiler through the domestic side all the way to my house. I have it dumped into a hot water heater that is on standby. That hot water heater is a 50-gallon tank. The hot water goes into that hot water tank, which is insulated, and that keeps it stored and it stays hot. And then when somebody asks us for hot water, the hot water comes to the house. I also have a circulator pump on my hot water side, so it is constantly circulating hot water through my pipes in my house, So when I go to my spigot to lift it up for hot water, I have hot water instantly. It's not when you flip up the spigot and you got to wait just a few minutes before you get hot water. Since I'm circulating water constantly through my pipes, I have instant hot water, so there's no water that's just sitting. It doesn't steam because it's not pressurized. If it was pressurized, it's not pressurized. Now, water boils at 212 degrees. So if I get the boiler up, say the boiler gets up to 212 degrees, it does have a steam valve on the side where it will psh, 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 psh. And then every 3 days, I check and I add water to it, to the barrel every day. Just flip the switch, let the water run until it comes out to overflow, and then shut it down. But I'm gonna go over here and show you. I support the Chinese. Man, what are you talking about? All right, so look. So this is my domestic water. My domestic water comes in, goes up through here, and then goes through 300 foot of coil. And then that comes back out. It comes through here, comes down, goes through this mixing valve. I told you wrong. I have it set at 100. So, cause I have it set at 100. So I turned it down. So my hot water going to my house is 100. It comes through this, and then it goes in the ground, and then it goes all the way to the house. This is a circulator pump. This is what circulates the water to the house. This is a circulator pump that circulates through the solar panels. And then this is supposed to have a circulator pump like this right here that goes to my shop, but the bearings went out in it the other day, so I just took it out and I got a new one ordered. This is a blower fan. So once the temperature drops below a certain degree, whatever I have it set at, and I need to add fuel to the fire, that comes on. That comes on like a little turbo, and it forces air into the firebox. Once it does that, then it comes out the roof. All this stuff is 110. And then I buried all the lines, insulated them, and they're all the way to my shop and all the way to my house. And they're like 36 inches deep, which is kind of overkill here because the frost line here is 18 inches. All of it's 110. All of it's 110. And this wood crib here is 20 by 20. No. Hell no. It's bigger than that. I think it's 24 by 24, this wood crib. And I normally have this thing slam packed full of wood, but I've been lazy. But why do you continuously waste it? Why do I continuously waste resources? What am I wasting? Anonymous, what am I wasting? I'm gonna go take the battery off my winch, off my car hauler, and charge it. Let it charge for a few hours. I was looking at the storm a while ago. It's supposed to be gone after lunch, so it's 10:30 now, so a couple hours the storm should go. Read properly. What do you mean read properly? But why do it continuously? Isn't it a waste of resources? I did read it correctly. I asked you a question. Wasting what resources? I told you why I do it continuously. So I can keep hot water. Isn't it a waste of resources? Read it properly. I did read it properly. I could be an asshole to you too, man, and say, well, pay attention. But I'm not. I mean, come on, dude. What is that? Read properly. I did. But why do you do it continuously? I answered that question so I can have hot water 24/7 when I want to go in there and wash my dirty ass. 2, your question was, isn't it a waste of resources? What am I wasting? Okay. Yes, John, but isn't it a lot of firewood? Back to that question. I have an unlimited supply of firewood. Why use it when it's warm already? I have an unlimited supply of firewood. My aunt owns a tree company. She has like a 30-acre field that's slam full of wood. When she goes cut some trees down from storms or people want trees that's cut out of your yard, she hauls it to the field and dumps it in the field. They have all the brush in one pile, they set fire, then they have all the logs in one side, and then they have all... Yeah, it is. Firewood is a resource, and I'm telling you. Ooh, I gotta chill out. My aunt has a tree company. She has like a 20 or 30 acre field that is slam full of all of the stuff when storms come or people ask how to cut their trees down. She piles up the limbs, the brush in one pile, and then they have a big ass bonfire. They put all the logs in one pile, and then they put all the medium stuff in another pile. So it's literally like a 30-acre resource place for me. I can go over there and get wood anytime I want to, unlimited supply. Then I also have people that call me because they know I burn wood, and they say, hey, Jay, we got a tree that fell down in our yard. We don't want to pay your aunt $500 to come over here and cut this tree up. If we cut it up, will you come haul it away? Sure. So if they cut the tree up and I go load it up, I can load a tree no time, load it up, take a couple hours, come load it up, back up, and I got wood. So to answer your question, is it wasting resources? No. It's actually saving on my power bill, because if I was running electric heat, my power bill would run about $200 to $300 a month. My power bill was about $65 to $80. What's up, Ray? So, anonymous. Man, I shouldn't have took it that way. I apologize, because there's no emotion in text. There's no emotion. Tap on the screen. I tap. It ain't doing nothing. I think my screen's broke. What is it, Hollywood? Oh, no, you didn't offend me, buddy. I got thick skin like a daggone alligator. You didn't offend me. I said I apologize, because the messages don't come. I did read it. I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I take it back. Let me see that wood stove, all right? We just filled it up a while ago. Yeah, that's a water stove. No, it ain't showing up. Hey, Jonathan, I noticed too, you boys ain't in blue. I just noticed that. Whew. I'm not green. All right, I'm gonna I'm gonna go out here and get the battery off my car hauler, and I'm going to put the charger on it, and I'm gonna charge it, and then hopefully this storm will be gone after lunch, a couple hours, and I got to go pick up a '67 Pontiac Tempest. Hold on a second. I'll have to look. I'll have to look and see because. Okay. Hey Jonathan, I did see what you said the other day when you said in my community post. I went to post a picture, and I clicked on it and it said public, all members or key members, blah blah blah, and I clicked all members, and then it said the same thing. Would you want to keep this members only for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? So I did an hour and I hit post. Did it show up on your end? Did it do what you was asking me on your end? I'm thinking about, I'm looking, okay. I'm thinking about on that side, I'm thinking about on that side of the wood crib, I think I'm going to upgrade my chicken coop. I think I'm going to petition off from that beam out, that section right there. I don't know how big that is. It's water. It's flavored water. I think I'm gonna section off that section over there. I got a buddy that's got a sawmill. I'm gonna see if he can cut me some lumber. If I have to cut some pine trees down and take him some pines and have him cut me some rough cut lumber. I got 3 pines. They're big. They're like 20 foot. They're straight sticks. And then put my chickens, build a new chicken coop and put it right here, so I can get some more chickens, and then do that and kind of upgrade, because my other upgrade my chickens. Might need to update. I do have a wood splitter. I said earlier in the video that when I was busting this wood with the busting maul, somebody's gonna probably say, "Do you got a wood splitter? You got a wood splitter?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah, I got a wood splitter." But by the time I get it out, fire it up, do this, do that, I can already bust it. So I'll be swinging this busting maul. So that's 8 pound busting maul. So won't be long. I'm probably gonna try to go duck hunt next week when it gets down in the single digits. I have a 16 pound. I think I got a 16 pound somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's probably down there in the other pile. But this is an 8 pound. This is 8. That's all I need. Yeah, it won't be long. It'll be turkey season. Come April. April be here for you know it. Crappie be biting. When the dogwoods start blooming, when the dogwoods start to bud out, that's when the crappies, or you guys up there call them crappie. I like swinging. Crappies. Crappie. Crappie. Crappie or crappie. However you want to say it. Be doing some fishing. boys and girls, I appreciate you. I was there, I said, you know what? Let me go live and show the wood splitter or the wood heater and bust up some stuff, get some numbers, reach out to some different people and go from there. But I'm gonna go live tonight at 6 on the C10, the square body. I'm gonna take a picture of it and I'm gonna put it up in the community thing. So everybody knows that I'm gonna go live at 6 and go from there. I see your messages. You said, Ray, he has an axe. And then you said, what's your name? And then you said, you can't see my messages. And then Ray said, okay. And Anonymous said, Ray, can you see me? Ray can't see you, but he can see your words. But I'm gonna go live at 6, and I'm gonna post it over there in the thing, and hopefully we can get a lot of foot traffic tonight. I like to do like we did the other day. Man, we got like 14,000. That was crazy. And also, I'm gonna give you an update on the little mini truck too. I talked to the engine builder. Well, I'll go ahead and do it now. I talked to the engine builder last night, and I said, man, what is the deal, man? I've been waiting on this engine for a minute so I can get this little mini truck put back together. And he said that finally got the rocker arms. And I was like, man, we can buy rocker arms at Toyota. And he said, no, the cam, they custom ground a new cam. A special profile camshaft. So they like running hardened rockers. So the company that they made them, that made the hardened rocker shafts for a 22 RE, they've been out of stock for a day and a minute. And he says they said that they should be available around the 1st of February. And he says, if that's the case, I should try to have your stuff back to you by the end of February. And I said, that'd be great. And then we'll go from there and get the little Toyota truck in the shop and put the engine transmission in it and get that thing running and driving. And see what we got from that. Get that thing going. It's been setting. Yeah, it all takes time. Well, here, Ray, here's the bad part. If it was just a regular 22 RE engine, could have been already done with it. But I can't leave well enough alone. And they built the engine. It's supposed to make like 350 horsepower on engine. Motor's electric on engine. Naturally aspirated is supposed to make like 300, and it's supposed to be a 350 horsepower kit on a 22 RE. It's got a little ramped up cam, just whatever. And here's the crazy part about it. The truck's supposed to be fuel injected. When the guy ordered it, he ordered it with a 22R. So it has a 22R, which is carbureted. So have a real Weber a real Weber carburetor on it, a real one, not these not these eBay ones, the real deal. And it's a 4-speed, not a 5-speed, and it has the big rear end. So when this guy ordered this Toyota new in '92, he ordered it with a 22R, carbureted, 4-speed, loaded, air conditioner, power steering, cruise control, manual windows, AM/FM cassette, big rear end, has the big rear end in it, and it's a 2-wheel drive. And it's that green mini truck that I posted in the community page. So it's not fuel injected, it's carbureted. So it shouldn't take a little bit of, everything's there. The truck was running, but it had like 100,000 miles on it, but it needed a timing chain. So when we pulled the engine out to have it built, just went stupid. So if would have just built a regular 22R, I think would have been done a year ago. I actually those pictures that I posted in the community thing, that was March 23rd of 2024. So a year ago, I painted it. I think it was a year ago. Maybe. I don't know. No, 2 years ago. Painted it 2 years ago. 23, I think. I don't know. I have to go back and look at my pictures. But nevertheless, so if I get the engine back, then I can pull it in the shop, sand the firewall, sand all that, paint the firewall, paint all that, set the engine in it, hook up all the brakes, hook all that stuff up, and work on it and get it running and driving, get it back running, and then go from there. It's for sale. But I'd probably sell it a whole lot faster. I have it listed for 10 grand, like it is a roller. I mean, it's got a $10,000 paint job on it. Probably more than that. Not counting all the suspension and the fab work and all that. So I got it listed for 10, but if I fix it or if I get it running and driving, yeah, it had 110,000 miles on it, and it needed a timing chain. You need to replace the timing chain every 100,000 miles. So when we pulled the engine out to put a timing chain in it, just went ahead and just built the whole thing, just rebuilt it. Yeah, but a new build truck engine is better, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna stay on here just for a few more minutes and we'll get off here. So the plan for, you know, once I get the square body wherever, it's going to the audio shop. I'd like to have the 86. I'm getting off topic, but I'd like to have the 86. I'd like to have the 86 stereo system done and the whole truck in primer by the third week, by July. If I could do that by July, then I could take it to the Peach Festival. I have until the end of the month to decide if I want to set up as a vendor at the Peach Festival this year. The vendor spots open up on the 31st and they fill up quick. Last year I slipped and I went in there like 4 days after they opened up and they done booked. Selling what? The 92 Toyota mini truck is for sale. The 70 Pontiac station wagon is for sale. My 93 YJ Jeep with a diesel conversion is for sale. The 1992 Toyota mini truck is for sale, yes. And it'll probably sell a whole lot faster if it was running and driving instead of a project, because if somebody bought it, they'd have to put the engine and transmission in it. And most people are not mechanically inclined and they can't do that. Well, actually, the Jeep I give to my son. The little Toyota truck I give to my son. And he asked me if he could sell the Jeep and the truck to fund his 86 truck. So the 86 Silverado truck you see me working on, that's my oldest son. That's his truck. What's up, Gabriel? if you keep them to 20. $20.50. The $20.50. Yes, engines are auction. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Wasn't Elvis's bike bought at? Yeah, but it was Elvis. It was the king. I mean, it was the king of rock and roll. I mean, it was Elvis. I mean, history makes everything. I mean, you can take two vehicles. You can take two exact vehicles, and both of them sell completely different. If one of them has the paperwork and all this stuff, and somebody famous or well known that own one of them, yeah, I mean, it's going to go high price because somebody say, "Hey, I owned Elvis Presley's motorcycle." Woo! But if I had a motorcycle just like it, and I say, "I got the same motorcycle, but it's mine," I mean, it's the story. It's the storyline behind it. You know, you can take two 1969 Camaro 427 big block cars, 4-speed cars. You can have both cars. Both of them exactly identical. Same color, same trim, same wheels, same everything. Same everything. And then you can say, hey, you know, this one here was owned by Jack Nicholson, and this one was owned by Joe Blow down the street. The one from Jack Nicholson is going to sell more because who it was. I mean, it's the same car. It's just paperwork. That's all it is. It's just paperwork. Paperwork don't mean nothing to nobody unless somebody wants it to mean something to them. All right, boys and girls, I've been on here for an hour, 57 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you. I got some stuff I got to do. Like I said, I'm going to put the battery on the charger for the car hauler, and then hopefully in an hour or two the rain will stop and I can go get this 67 Pontiac Tempest, and I'll post some pictures up, and then I'm gonna go live again tonight at 6. We're gonna talk about the 86, everything what's going on. Oh yeah, Ray, if you're still on here, Ray or Jonathan, I went by the parts store last night at 5 minutes to 9. And I said, I need both belts. I need the power steering pump belt, and I need the AC belt, which has two belts. Got a 6 rib and a V rib. And he goes, we don't have it, not in stock. We can have it here in the morning by 10. And I said, okay. Got 5 part stores, 5 part stores in my neighborhood, and none of them had the belts, none of them. Well, I have 5. Think about if you gave it to your grandson's kids or sell it to a museum. Think about gave it to your grandson's kids or sell it at a museum. Oh yeah, that's something to think about. All right, boys and girls, I appreciate you. We got belts ordered, boys. Yes! And I'm going to go get them, and I'm going to show you tonight how to put them on. Yeah, I went by there to get them, and they didn't even have them. I mean, they didn't even have a belt for an 86 Silverado pickup truck with a 4.3 V6. How many V6s Chevrolet put in everything on the planet? You know they run the same belt. We don't have that in stock. 5 friggin' part stores. So I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember what I said? I appreciate every single one of you coming to my adventures. We're getting them numbers up. I hope to hit 3,000 before my birthday. So if we can hit 3,000 subscribers before February 1st, that will be awesome. I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch, start sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, at loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.